In today's video, we are checking out the biggest golf grips that you can buy, the Jumbo Max Extra Large. So that's me from 4 months ago. So optimistic, so hopeful. Unfortunately, I'm present day Jay 4 months later, and it didn't turn out the way I had hoped. I'm gonna go ahead and let former Jay finish up here, but then we're gonna jump back to me so I can give you my full review after using these grips for 4 months. Now the Jumbo Max that I'm going with are the Jumbo Max ST8 Tech. They don't have a taper. They are uniform from the bottom all the way through, so there's no traditional taper. The reason I want to try out these grips is I really want to see if they improve my accuracy and help prevent so many of my hooks or pulls. I've read that they will help you not turn over as much, turn the face close as much through the swing. So if you're a slicer, it can actually kind of make your slice worse. I am not a slicer, and I'm hoping that this is going to kind of straighten that ball flight out. The second reason is that I always have been so finicky with the grip on my hands. It just never truly feels right. I'll have a couple days here and there where the grip feels great, but for whatever reason, I've tried changing my grip, strong grip, weak grip. I've played around with it, I've held it, I've made sure it's in the fingers, but for whatever reason, my grips just don't ever feel all that secure and all that great. I love the feel of them. It feels more secure in your hand as soon as you pick it up. It feels a lot thicker than a normal grip. You can see a comparison here, how my normal mid-size grips fit in my hand compared to the Jumbo Max. I am re-gripping my clubs myself. I am putting them on all of my clubs, wedges through driver, so I can give you full feedback. Now these grips are not cheap, so it's a bit of an investment to give it a try. I ordered mine off of Golf Town. It's kind of Canada's version of Golf Galaxy, and they do an annual re-grip sale where they put their grips on about 40% off. So I ended up picking these up at a discount, but to re-grip my set to get these 13 grips that I need, it still ran me over $200 Canadian to buy these grips. Now it would have been a lot more than that. It would have been closer to 400, believe it or not, had I not got the sale. Now I'm curious, have you tried the Jumbo Max grips? And if so, what size have you tried? Have you had success with them? Throw it in the comments below and let's get the conversation going, because I'm really curious to see how these grips have played out for other people as well. Okay, so things I really actually did like about the Jumbo Max grip. Number one, when I first installed them, I loved the way they felt in my hand. It felt so secure. Like when you first go to grip these, I think you're either gonna love them or hate them. I actually loved the feel of these right out of the gate. Even before I put them on, I just grabbed them. I'm like, oh yes, this is gonna be fantastic. And then when I used them for the first time, I actually felt like they really helped me control the face. It just gave me better face awareness than what I was used to. But that didn't last for whatever reason. I can't explain why. I felt like it gave me better control and better face awareness. And then very quickly soon after, that kind of dropped off. And now I would say that it doesn't feel any better. Again, I can't explain why that happened. I'm just giving you my experience. The second thing I love about these grips, and probably the thing I'm going to miss the most about them, is that I don't need to wear a glove when I wear them. In fact, I wore a glove once and it actually was almost too thick. Maybe just the extra cushion of the glove just caused it to be even extra thick than what they already are. I'm gonna miss that, and I'm unfortunately gonna have to go back to wearing a glove. So another nice thing about these grips is that they do seem to wear quite nicely. So if I left them on, I think I would get a lot of time out of these grips because the wear is so minimal after 4 months, and I was using them a lot. And finally, there's no vibrations. So like really, if you want grips that are gonna make sure that you don't feel any kind of vibrations when you swing, this is a good option. All right, but inevitably, now we need to get to the negatives. And why in the world am I taking them off after 4 months, after spending that amount of money on them and trying them out? So let's go through them. So my number one concern is loss of distance power. Not a huge difference, but enough to make me notice, especially on my longer clubs in the driver. Definitely haven't been getting the ball speed that I used to before switching. Another con, super annoying to put them in and out of a full golf bag. If you're just sliding one in when you first load it, no problem. But because they're so thick, they tend to kind of tangle with one another. You pull one out, the two come up. It's hard to get it in. So that's actually quite annoying, more annoying than I thought it would be. Third problem, the number one reason why I got this is I was hoping it would help with my hooks / pulls, and it really didn't. I mean, maybe minimally, but overall, not really. I can't say that I am doing that any less. In fact, I just played last week and that was my big miss yet again, big pull / hook. The next downside is just the cost. These are expensive grips. They are far from cheap. There really isn't a budget option. So if you do like them and you do enjoy playing them, it is a bit of an investment. Something else to consider is because this is a heavier grip, this is not the ultralight version that Bryson DeChambeau uses. It does actually change the weighting of the club. So it's going to change the balance point and things like that. I didn't give this much thought, but I do think it has an effect on your swing. So just something to be aware of heading in. So one thing I noticed by doing some research online prior to purchasing these is that a lot of people find that it alleviates pain if they have arthritis or if they have arm pain. By switching to these grips, it actually takes that pain away. For me, it actually was the opposite. After using these grips for a while, I started getting lead elbow pain quite a bit. And I popped back online, and I wasn't the only one. Some people were asking this, is it possible that it's causing pain? Well, for me, the answer was yes. Now, I do think it was probably a result of me changing my grip on the club because it's so much bigger. That led to maybe some tension in tendons that I'm not used to. Probably holding the club maybe in an improper way. I'm not sure, but what I can tell you is by switching to this grip, I did experience lead elbow pain. Obviously, that is not going to be the case for everyone. I know there's been a lot of success stories with this, so you really kind of have to try it out. So unfortunately, these grips were not for me. I'm going to be taking them off, and I'm going to be replacing them with these grips from Amazon. They are the Karma Velvet grips. So if you're interested in getting a review on these, be sure to hit that subscribe button and follow along. Really appreciate you checking out the video. Please leave any comments or questions below. I always get back to them. And we'll see you next time on Golf Quest.